No, you good, man.
No, you fine.
I smoke weed too, but I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Them cigarettes will kill you, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
Dude, quick story. I actually got sick in October and November, and then I got I don't know if it was COVID. I just got like a cold, and then like it gave me a permanent cough almost. Like that's how bad it was. So probably because I smoked weed and stuff. But I'm just getting over it. It sucked because I do music, but I'm definitely trying to the cigarette part. It's like I don't know if it'll affect me right now as much as like in my future if I'm doing music and I'm like 40, dude. So it might just like that's when I really think about it the most.
It's not your music, it's your health, you know? Like,
Totally.
I quit myself last May. I wish I had quit a lot earlier, but it was a step in the right direction. And number one, all the money I'm gonna save. Number two, I feel a lot better. And three, it's not a deterrent when it comes to putting yourself in certain situations. You don't
Right.
want to avoid a girl that you like because you smell like cigarettes or whatever the case may be. Shit like that. It's just from my experience. I'm just speaking on it.
Oh no, yeah, hell yeah, no, you're right, dude. There's so many ways I hate them that it's almost always probably gonna outweigh the like, why do I even smoke them? You know what I mean? Like the bad, if you take the bad and good, it's like it's always gonna outweigh more in negative shit, and it's like so always. There's never like a positive thing out of it. The only thing I can say is when I write music, it helps, but not. That's almost in your head thing.
Hey man, it's the art of substitution, right? I feel like there's an equal something for everything. So like the feeling and joy that comes with smoking, like the vibe that it creates, there's something else that's like its equal counterpart. So that way, smoking can be erased from that. And it's something more healthy, like weed. No, I'm playing. But something, you know what I'm saying? There's something else, whether that's like a quick meditation session or maybe it's fidget spinner. Man, like I thought when fidget spinners came out, I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life, man. But my ex at the time had got me one as a joke. And because I was like, man, I'd be so fidgety in meetings and shit like that. And I was like, fuck, I don't care what they're saying. I gotta process all the shit and just get to the point. And I had the fidget spinner in my hand one day, and like I'm under the desk in the meeting and shit. And they're like, what the fuck is that noise? I'm like, don't worry about it. But focusing my ass off though, you know what I mean? So,
That's funny.
things like that, man. You never know what that substitution for like that unhealthy habit is. That's a little bit cleaner or whatever you want to call
Yeah, the fidget spinners I used to have them. Those are lit.
it. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like a very fidgety. I just always am going. So like those are awesome, dude. I forgot about those. That's funny.
yeah. Because especially when your mind's always moving and shit like that, like having something to like kind of like, you're like sitting there flicking it, and it kind of gets you in a rhythm, and it almost like puts you in a trance to like think in a more clear spot. So I thought so.
$5 toy, $1 billion company.
Right.
True.
Such a crazy, smart idea. And it was like, it took how long for people to think about that?
Right.
Crazy.
Wait till the next one.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what a lot of people do? You know what I was going to tell you guys? Because in Cali, I mean, you said you're in Long Beach, so you might have seen this. I don't know if you smoke weed at all, but like I smoke a lot of weed and it's just big out here. I've always been into it. But people love mixing tobacco with their weed. It's like the biggest thing right now. I'm like, that's always been a thing like overseas in like European countries and stuff. It's called, they roll spliffs, and it's just it's almost common for them to do it, I've been told, but never here. And now it's caught on in the last, like, I would say 4 or 5 years ago, I really started noticing it. But now like everyone's on, like, it's almost rare I see someone who just smokes weed and doesn't smoke it with tobacco, because that's how common it is now.
You mean the funnel?
It has so many different names, actually. I've heard at this point it has like, I've heard over 10 names for it. So like everyone has their little name for it, but I've just called it a spliff because that's what they called it originally overseas, if you roll it up with the tobacco. So it's crazy. I just tripped on how fast that trend caught on. And it's a weird one because it's like, I don't know if it's a Cali thing either. I don't know if it's like, I know overseas, like I said, they do it, but I don't know if it's just like a Cali thing.
They do it here too.
Yeah, it's catching on, man. That wasn't like that like 10 years ago. No. Maybe it was. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it was. I've been told it like by older people always that it never really was. It's just like a newer generation thing. It's what got me on the cigarettes. That was my only point. But because I only always smoked weed, and everyone started doing it, and I only just I was always against it. And then like, because I just love weed, and then like it became the thing where more and more people were bringing it around, and I was like, all right, you know what? Let me try it. And then it actually got me on to smoking cigarettes slowly. So I was like, it's the trend. I don't even know how it started or where it started.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about stuff like that too. Like, where did stuff start, and like, how did it jump off there enough for like, it to be like worldwide or like, countrywide? Because you got to think about it. Like, it's got to be like one or two dudes who's like, you know what, we should put some tobacco in this blunt, and then that
Oh
happens.
yeah, blunts though have been a thing for so long that it's like, like people have been like, so we'll have that discussion a lot actually, like if because blunts have been around, so it's like people just didn't do. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird one. It's
Yeah,
so weird. And then like for 50 or 60 years now, they've been smoking like tobacco with their weed now, or like since like the 70s and 60s, they rolled tobacco with their weed, just how they smoke it. They don't even really smoke it normally. So it just took us like a long time, I think, to catch the trend, which is weird. I don't know why it took so long.
well, if I think about Americans, we're very like to the point, like the pomp and circumstance of all this other shit. It's like, if you want to smoke weed, why the fuck would I not just smoke weed if that's what I'm trying to do, right? So it's like, I think the uh, American convenience, I would say, to just bypass, the unnecessary part of the tobacco is probably what got us there. Because thinking of us, like, who would want to do the extra step one, and then like, really, what does tobacco do other than like, it's a vibe, I guess.
It's like a
But
head high, but you
yeah,
get over that. You like if you smoke it a lot, like I mean, you get that doesn't even weed has a more of an effect than that.
It's a stimulant.
yeah, the American
Totally, that's what it is.
better
Yeah.
weed.
Wait, what'd you say? You cut out the tiniest bit on that one, on the last part.
Oh, I was just saying, like, with the head high, right? Like, Americans would just be like, oh, if that's the case, just get better weed.
Oh, I was also thinking weed just became pretty legal too. I was as we are talking, I'm like weed's become very legal. Maybe that's why it became more open because people were just trying new shit. Because
Yeah,
I'm like, weed did become pretty is becoming more open in the last few years, which is cool.
true, true, true. Hopefully, over time, they go ahead and decriminalize it, federally.
Totally.
But I don't see that happen until they really tap into a way to monetize it on a scale. And I feel
Like
like,
these guys,
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah,
gonna put the fucking shit on it like that, the little stamp.
right, right. So when they do
That's how
that,
they want to do it.
yeah, the second they tax that joint, I feel like we'll be good. But I don't know what the weed tax will be. The weed tax will be something stupid, like probably 14%.
Dude, that's gonna
But
be crazy,
It's ridiculous anyway. So at the end of the
right?
day, it's all about the money. Right now,
Right.
once they do legalize it uh, nationally in its whole, then they'll be able to put that money in the bank. Right now, they got to put it in, you know, holding places or uh, what do you call it? Alternative banks. So because it legally can't be, mixed in with federally funded money. So
hungry.
yeah. So once they do that, yeah, the tax is going to be upwards of 20%.
Yeah,
Dude, especially like in California, man, this shit's gonna be taxed up so hard because it's been here for so long.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Hey, on Zoom, when someone talks, it switches. Is that what it does? It cause it to switch to video? I noticed. Was that like a Zoom thing?
So you on your phone?
No, I actually I got my laptop because I knew it would probably be better.
Okay. You would have to put it on gallery view to see everybody at the same time.
Oh, this is cool. I don't know. I've never used it. So like, I'm just like, I think it's cool because like when you start talking, it pulls up your video, for example. And then when he starts talking, it goes to his video, which is like really cool. That's just cool that it even does. I think it does it on its own, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it does that. Like I forget the name of the view, but like I'm pretty sure Ken, you have it set up that way too, right?
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. The view. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right now, because at first I was mine was switching too. Now I was just used to it switching like that, but
Oh, cool. Okay, I see. That's cool. The gallery one's cool. I like that one.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your first question, Ken?
well, we kind of touched on that some, but my first question was to ask like what your musical inspiration was. Like, where do you derive a lot of your musical focus from? Like, who are the artists you look to draw inspiration from when you're writing or when you're just in the studio, really trying to get focused and in the zone?
Oh, biggest inspiration is probably Russ. If y'all know, like I was saying his name earlier, just because of how he did it. Like I had someone show me his music when I first started doing music, and like he was just on like such a cool come up and doing it himself, like independent wise, that I just like took, like I just like started taking notes and never stopped on that this dude, and his inspiration was like so big for me at the time, and it stayed there. But before that, even because he's just a newer one, like my biggest inspirations, my two are like Eminem, because like my parents always bumped Eminem and 50 Cent. And like they were the two, like, and Dre, like those three, I should say, like that little team of people was always just like talked about when I was younger. And I didn't listen to rap too much when I was younger. I would just hear them on the radio or whatnot. And then I played piano. I got into music playing piano, and Alicia Keys, I would see her on MTV, and that was like one of my biggest inspirations. So like early inspirations, Alicia, M50, um, and then a bunch of just random stuff in between that. Like, but those are the main ones right there for sure. Like Alicia Keys, John Mayer for the songwriting abilities. Like my dad listens to John Mayer. If y'all ever heard of him, I
Yeah.
don't really listen to him, just his songwriting. Like I used to listen to him when I was growing up. Him, Alicia Keys, and 50. Those are like my two. And then Russ is like a very new one that I took into. And Nipsey Hussle, man. Nipsey and Russ are like my two new ones that I just like. When I found out about them like 4 or 5 years ago, I just really started like taking notes and just trying to figure out how they were moving in the music game, and it's helped me so much like on the independent level. Nipsey especially, and because Russ actually kind of followed what Nipsey did, and like Nipsey's not here no more, unfortunately, rest in peace. But Russ like really takes that and like just brings it out. So I respect that. Like I look for a lot of people that like rep Nipsey, the Nipsey mentality of like the marathon continues. You got to just go and do it yourself. Like it's all about the marathon. It's not a sprint. And Russ is like really good at fucking talking about that right now and just showing it in his in the indie like music scene and whatnot. And even just talking about the messages, like when it comes down to the messages, it's important. A lot of music nowadays doesn't have too many it's just about ass shaking and shit, which is cool.
Hmm.
I like good messages.
So how long have you been making music?
So I started making music now, 5 years just hit, like recording. So I do everything. I mix it, I master it, I record myself. I got a little studio, right? Like a little home studio set up. I've been doing that part for like 5 years now, which is just like, hey, in the beginning it was whatever, you're just trying to figure this out. Like I've always used YouTube and stuff as a teacher, and it was cool. Like it was all right. I always played the piano and guitar a little bit, and I would sing for like girls always. That was really the vibe. Like singing for girls. Like some of my close like dude friends would always know about it, but like it was a girl thing. Like I'd always use it to pull girls, and like girls loved it. And it just took like the right girl to push me towards it, like recording myself and writing music. And that was like 5 years ago, and ever since, like never stopped.
It's dope, man. I think I gotta encourage cats, man. If you got like any kind of musical talent, whether it's like a lot or not that much, I think girls is like the best like sounding board for that. Because
Totally.
I can't really sing like that. I can sing enough. You know what I'm saying? I can sing enough. And yeah, man, a
And
couple
girls
times,
appreciate that.
right. And going the extra step to being like, being vulnerable like that because I think music is one of those sensitive things, you know, like it's a very like I'm being vulnerable with you to share, especially personal music, you know. Singing's one thing. I can sing somebody else's song all day, and if it doesn't come out right, I can act like I'm joking and be like, I can't sing that way. I can't sing good anyway, and play it off, right? But like it's something very like intimate about like, you know, this is my craft. This is a song that I wrote. I believe in it. Um, and
You
these
got
are
your stamp on it, like you said, you believe in it. That's important too. You gotta believe in it yourself when you're to put that shit out there.
right. And you said you play guitar, man. I play bass not well, but
Me neither. I don't play well either. Mine's just like I pick YouTube.
YouTube, man. So it's very intimate and like very like open with somebody where it's like, oh, I practiced this and you know, this is something I made up. Is it dope or not? And they're like, oh, this shit a little pitchy, you know. But but sometimes when it does work out, it's like, wow, man, that's fire. And
Yeah, and sometimes like you may sometimes like I make stuff that maybe I'm okay with, like I don't not necessarily not like, but I need someone else's opinion or someone just to tell me, hey, dude, this is crazy. In
right,
like a good way, like in a good way where I'm maybe like over. There's been a bunch of those where I've just been like overthinking a song and I might not even want to put it out because I'm just overthinking it. And then one person just got it. One person or a few people just say, dude, like this is it. Like so sometimes you just need that like outside opinion a little bit, just because you get in your head sometimes, especially with like anything. You know what I mean?
for sure, man. I think it's also very analogous to telling jokes, man. Um, I do comedy a little bit, and
Hell yeah.
there's been a couple of times I've been at like clubs back in the day where like I've had jokes that were like funny and like people, you know, tee hee hee, you know, get a little giggles and shit going. But sometimes it takes like an older cat to come by and be like, yo, change these 3 words. What? Just say this at the end. Just 2, 3 words, man, and switch it. Whole room dying. And it's like, damn, man, it really takes sometimes it takes a team. And sometimes it takes, you know, just that one little idea to be like, oh, you know, I didn't really believe in that like that. Or I thought it was good. It was kind of on the fence, but you know, now I changed those 2 words or I changed those 2 notes on the piano or on the guitar. Shit's different now. So
Yeah, and everyone's always got like everyone hears and looks at stuff different. You know what I mean? Like compared to like how you know what I mean, just in general. So
yeah,
sometimes like the 3 words, dude, that could you could have thought they were weak, but everyone in that room thought they were amazing. So it's like, wow.
So y'all both was just making mixtapes for girls and leaving melodies on the voicemail, huh? That's nice.
I should have done that.
I wish I had. All my shit was in person, man. See, if I had my time back, bro, I would have shit. I would put all that shit in voice memos, dropped it, and just ran out. Because you know, when you sitting there, you gotta watch their face. You gotta watch their face go through the shit of is this dope or not. So then you try to play a little, and then it gets to a point where you can't play no more better, and that's it. You're like, oh fuck, man, this is all. These are all the tricks I got right now. Singing your little song and it's trash.
Oh, dude, when I was younger, like I was like I didn't I was more when I was not as musically like just in when I was younger, especially before like puberty, I could remember I would always be super like hesitant to play music, man. But girls always push me towards it, which is cool. Girls are cool.
You ain't never lied about that. So
Girl, I love the girls, man, because like I said, they push me towards the music. Like so did my homies too, but just not like the opinion of girls. Girls look at. I think being a guy too, when you sing, like we were saying a little bit ago, girls look at that like way different because I think so many girls can sing and are more not even can sing. It's just more comfortable singing. I've
Right.
noticed where dudes aren't really, and I think when you see dudes singing, like it's just like whoa, especially if they're good.
so Aftermath gave you inspiration and the women in your life gave you aspiration.
Right.
Yeah, that's real. That's a real line right there. I'm gonna use that one.
Underline on aspiration.
There you go.
Like that's like no for real. Like um and then like M dude, like people like M, I don't even rap like that, like just on a lyrical level of Eminem, but like it's just like the aftermath. That was it, man. But the Dre drums with 50 and that whole team, it's just like it was just different. It was a vibe. And I
Yeah.
wasn't even old enough to really understand it until I got older to like take it in. But like it was a vibe when I was younger, and I could tell from like my uncles and like my mom and dad, like that was a vibe. Like for my parents who really didn't really listen to rap, to be listening to rap and like vibing with it, it's like some new shit too at the time. It's like okay, like I took notes. I was like okay. And then when you get older and you see like what these guys are and Dre and the aftermath of it, all that did, NWA and stuff, it's like wow, okay, like that was I was like okay, they had some good music playing.
Yeah.
So, what's the most difficult thing you come across when it comes to creating a new track or trying to find the perfect words to go with your melody?
uh the hardest part for me, honestly, actually, right, that I've just noticed, because I don't really struggle with writing anything or recording it or doing that part. It's more usually just making sure that I'm not talking about the same thing too much. Because sometimes I think I talk about the same thing too much, and I'll just like change up how I'm talking about it. So
Yeah.
trying to find like new things to talk about, maybe like just or how I approach like ideas, like the best way to put the message out and make it sound like maybe I am talking about something I talked about a few years ago, but just in a whole different way now, and like make it just different. Like I always like try to make sure if I'm, because I do the once a week thing right now, and I've been doing it for like 27, 28 weeks, and I'm like always trying to make sure every week it's like just completely different than the last week, and not every time, but whether if I go and sing and do some R&B on the last song last week, the next week it's gonna be like some Eminem 50 Cent stuff. Like I'm going hard with the bars, or I'm gonna try to switch it up, and then maybe the next week I do like some pop or like some rock and roll, like or Juice World type of stuff. Like just I'll always be trying to switch the vibe,
For sure.
and it's hard. That's like the hardest part because it's like always trying to think outside the box. Like what is the newest vibe or what is the next vibe gonna be? So it's a little hard, but I just
Yeah.
listen to music.
That's gotta make you a good artist though, man. Switching in so many
Totally.
different things like that, it just strengthens you in a different way. A good R&B artist is gonna be good, for sure, but I think they become better once they bring in, a little bit of country elements, when they bring in a little bit of rock and pop elements. And then, when you're versing those things and you can, maybe it's one line or maybe it's one riff that you add in there, but it's like, whoa, that really shows what's in your tool belt. So respect on that, man. And also a lot of discipline, man. Every week releasing a song for, 20, 30 weeks. That people
Yeah,
are,
it's hard. It's hard. Like Russ, so Russ did it for like 2 years,
yeah,
and then he had dropped like 10 albums or mixtapes. He calls them albums. They're like albums pretty much. They're on iTunes and stuff, but they're just like there's so much music he had made without like saying, and then without popping, I guess, and getting like to where before just having not a lot of fans and just not getting the recognition for all the music he has. That's there's some good music in there, and like the commitment, like that aspect of commitment to say he did 10 albums and then nothing popped. And then he said, I'm gonna drop a song a week for like, it took him like 2.5 years. I respected that grind right there. So like, that's why he's such a big inspiration, because I was like, man, if you can do it for 10 albums and you could drop and you still feel like confident enough to go say, hey, I'm gonna put out a song a week and no one's really listening, like for 2 years, that's a lot of like just commitment, like I said. And I've done the once a week thing. I've tried to do it in the last 5 years. Like I've done it a few times, but I would go 4, 5, 6 weeks in, and then just wasn't finding like the passion or the grind wasn't there. And then I don't know, something this summer it just hit. Like I felt like I was getting the mixing. The mixing was good. The mastering was good. Like I felt like I had the equipment down and just the quality was there. So and then I just kept going, and then it just like was going better and better. And like I don't know, this time it's just I don't even it's the longest I've been into it and doing the once a week thing, and it's definitely people like trip on the grind, but I think right now being COVID, like I don't know if I would do it if it wasn't COVID, just because COVID there's nothing we could do. Like so when COVID hit, I just was like, around around this time last year, I was like putting music out a little bit here and there, and then I was like, all right, this is like my time to do the once a week thing because no one's gonna be able to play shows, no one's gonna be able to go out. So I sat and built up like 5, 6 songs that were really good to give me like the 6 weeks where I could put those out every week and then start building other songs behind those. So I had like 5 or 6 weeks ready last August, and then of summer of last year, and then put those 6 songs out or start putting them out. And as I'm putting them out, I was just making other stuff in the background, like if that makes sense. And it kind of has kept it like me good. So I'm like 5 or 6 weeks up, about a month ahead of like what I need to be. It gives me like a little bit of a time. So I'm not like always stressing every week to put something out, because that is what I tell people. Like, I think, and that's what would cause me to stop doing the once a week thing before, is I would start going into it, not having any song, just like every week trying to think of a new idea. And I'm like, okay, it's about to be the day I need to drop. Like, and then I wouldn't have anything sometimes. And then it's like, that's maybe when I would stop doing the once a week thing. Cause I'm like, all right, well, there went the once a week thing. I don't want to, I would tell anybody to have songs ready maybe if they were going to do it, because I know Russ did that. Russ had said he had like 20 songs ready before he started doing it. So that way he wasn't rushing every week for a song. So I always tell people, like, if you're going to, the once a week thing's awesome because keeps you busy, keeps you grinding. But have some songs to go for first, like almost like a little EP or an album that you're going to just like, you're ready to put out or you feel comfortable with, and then you build up off that.
For sure. Oh man, is there a point? So there's a concept, I don't know if you've heard of it, the 10,000 hour rule, right?
Oh hell yeah, that's like, dude, that I love that theory. That theory is like awesome.
Do you feel like you're there? Do you feel like you're close to it? If not at 10,000 hours, around where do you think you are? Because they say 10,000 hours is where mastery kicks, right? You've mastered your craft, and from there, master goes through and does what they want to do with their craft. So how close do you think you are to that? And they talk about flow with that, right? Like when you're in the no shit zone, you don't see anything, you don't hear anything except for what you're doing. What does your flow look like? And is it easier for you to tap into now than when you started?
Dude, on the 10,000 hours, that's like the best question I've ever been asked in the last like year. Like for I don't even know. It just hits me. I like that question because I don't know. I like the 10,000 hour theory, and I'm like, 10,000 hours. I wonder. Probably like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I feel as if I'm close. Like if I had to guess, I've been playing piano and singing before I hit puberty, and I just turned 25 on Monday. So okay. Like,
happy belated
birthday, bro.
Thank you. And so like, I'm like, I probably started playing piano and singing about 12 or 13 confidently, and then like, so I'm like, and that was just playing it, and then like doing it for the last 5 years. I put so much time into it. I'm like, I probably did around last summer, because what I like last summer is like when the confidence, like I sat with myself and I was like, you know what, like this is there, like this is I was putting a song out. I was only putting songs out on SoundCloud at the time, and then when I started doing the once a week thing, come COVID, I started putting all my music every week. It goes on SoundCloud, Spotify, so all the streaming platforms basically now. So that was like, I forgot to mention that was the one thing I did switch up this time, doing the once a week. And I think like when I was sitting during the summer before I started doing it, I felt like confident. I felt like I had reached a point like the 10,000 hours where I was like, this is good. Like my flows were there. Like people kept telling me, dude, like you're like, I'm always like doubting myself. People were coming around like, bro, every time you flow, it's just there. Like it's right on point. Like you're hitting it. And I was like, and then people were telling me like the raps were just better. And compared to like the beginning stuff where I think about it and I'm like, wow, like it's just crazy, because I definitely would struggle just even finding a flow sometimes. Like I always was all right at writing stuff. It was just finding the flow was hard for me. But now I find pockets like butter. It's just like comes and I'll be singing stuff and like I hit highs that I hit notes I don't even know I could hit sometimes. I just gotta like really try to think about how to hit stuff or what to do. And yeah, I definitely think I'll probably hit the 10,000 hours. Or if not, I'm close. And I definitely, yeah, that's a really good question, man. I'm gonna be thinking about that so much right now, and just as I do stuff now, I'm like, man, that 10,000 hours is, I have to be like right there.
I feel like it's important, man. If you, anybody who has a
Huge,
craft, you got to be tracking towards it, right? You know, because what's
totally.
being like, you know, if it's not like what your passion is, you know, if it's like a hobby, it's cool. Who really gives a shit, right? But if it's like what you're passionate about and what you really care about, then okay, how close am I to being the master at what I care about? How close am I to being in the topper or the upper echelon of the folks who do what I like doing, you know? So I can start associating with those Russes and those Guap Dad 4000s and, you know, people in that same lane, you know what I mean? So I dig that.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too is like I can't like give me. I definitely have like probably 10,000 hours in music now in my life, but like it's gonna be better. I can't wait till like in 5 years to say, hey, like I probably got 10,000 hours just practicing singing, 10,000 hours I've done practicing just rap, 10,000 hours I've done just mixing and mastering, like, you know, because right now it's definitely scattered between all of those,
Right.
which is awesome. I can't like hate on that, but like I can't wait to be able to say like, wow, like I've been put so much time just into mixing that my mixing is super good because I feel like everything's it's like going, it's almost there. But like I said, I want to have 10,000 hours each one individually. So I could say like, man, my singing's off the charts, my rap's off the charts, my mixing, everything. I'm a very do it myself type of person too. So like, honestly, I got it down.
Got this shit. I think of life like a video game, bro. Like,
I love video games too. I don't play them as much anymore, but like I used to win money on video games. Like I'm crazy with I love video games, but
but it's
I
just
don't
like,
play them as much anymore.
yeah, you ain't got time. I don't think anybody,
Yeah,
any grown person really working on shit shouldn't have time for too much, right? But like, I
too
think
much, exactly.
2K, man. You want to get on?
I just got 2K not yet yesterday I think actually. I just downloaded. I have it. I was about to play it right now for like the first time this morning. I have never played 2K.
I got 19 still in the plastic, bro. So
That's tight.
I got that shit for Christmas. I was like, thanks. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this. Like, I be reading this shit. But similar to that though, man, all the skills in your life, like the more shit you do, you earn experience points. And then, you know, you can kind of spend them however you want to. So like, you know, let's say 2K, you're talking about like shooting, right? So you got like your jump shot, you got your layup, you got your dunk. And you know, in life that may be your singing ability, your instrument ability, and then like your ability to like get in the lab and like, you know, mix everything. So like, you know, the more you do those things, the more you get those practice reps in, the more you get those, critical games, whatever they call them in 2K. You know, you get
And
all
the
these,
more you rise that overall score,
yeah, you do all these things to raise that overall score. And if like you sitting here not practicing, you can't expect your player being yourself, to be this crazy ass like Jordan-esque figure. You can't expect yourself to be LeBron in the game. You're gonna get bodied by LeBron every time because LeBron is practiced day in and day out, and so his character is gonna reflect that. Yours is gonna be trash because you don't practice.
that's
So
real.
much respect, bro, and keep hustling, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I even think I need to. I grind, but I always think I need to grind more. It's just me. That's how I am. I'm always like, I'm just the type of person I need to grind. I was in a relationship for the last couple of years with my girlfriend, and then like I just got very comfortable with her, like on a level like it was like my first real relationship out of my parents, and I was just like so comfortable on an aspect of like being normal almost. I don't like saying that because it makes me feel super weird when I say being normal, but like
Hmm.
I was just not like my grind wasn't there, and then like I started talking to my friends and stuff, and they're like, dude, maybe you just got to do your own thing. And like, I was always talking about Drake, like how Drake, no, you see Drake, he don't really ever have a female in his life. He's always just Drake, and it's probably why he's Drake.
When he
And
released Hours,
it helped me grind so I kind of was like, you know, I'm gonna leave. And it sucked, but dude, at the time, like, and still to right now, like, it just helped me understand, like, get back on my grind, like, make me hungry and just understand what I'm doing again. Like, getting comfortable, I always tell people, is definitely what can cause people to live and be normal and say, and wake up and say, I'm gonna go 9 to 5 and get home and just watch some TV and go to bed and just not even Like
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, if you're gonna work a 9 to 5, get off work and what you about to do at next, like, you know what I mean? Like play some video games for an hour, but then after that hour, like you find a passion, find something that is gonna make you happy in life. I think a lot of people just settle for like way too less.
Bro, it's the same situation with me and my girl, man. I had to let her go because great person and everything, but no hustle, no ambition and shit like that. And I'm like, me being a person with a lot of energy and being a person who has a lot of focuses and a lot of hobbies and a lot of things I want to make work. Coming home and watching 90 Day Fiance ain't gonna, further anything for me, man. Coming back and watching Real Housewives or whatever the fuck state, city y'all from, I don't give a fuck about that. Fuck your life. I'm trying to figure out mine. I don't have time for reality TV and shit like that. So I relate to that, brother. And I think a
You
woman,
almost need like a woman that's on your level. That's what I tell people too, because like you said, you need, like you can't like I would get home and my girl, like she's the type of person, she would like, she's cool, so she had a hustle, but like she'd get off work or school and like there was nothing after, like she just wanted to be normal. And I was like not normal, but like she didn't
yeah,
have no other grind. There was no push or anything else. There was no hustle. And I'm like you almost need someone like yourself because it's gonna push you.
yeah. A woman is comfort,
Oh
and
yeah.
the right type of comfort for you. And for me, comfort isn't being comfortable. Comfort for me is working on my passions. I'm comfortable when I'm getting the things done that I set in place, tracking towards my goals. And for some dudes, comfort is, I'm watching TV, I'm laid up, kissing and cuddling and all that kind of shit too, which is great. But for me, again, I can't be comfortable until I got my shit squared away. I'm not comfortable until my life is tracking the way I want it to. If I'm not vectoring towards the things I want to get to, what the fuck am I comfortable for? And what are we sitting here looking at each other? We comfortable, ain't we? Yeah, we so comfortable. I love this. I love being.
And it gets you stuck.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
forever.
it just makes you feel like you're like you're okay, which maybe you are, but it's like, or how okay are you? Someone told me this recently, like take your life, and this is a very good thing I've been doing. Just like I don't even just recently, but I've been telling people to do this too. So I'm 20. I just turned 25, and if you double my numbers, so I'd be 25 plus 25 is 50. So think about 25 years, how long I've been on this earth for 25 years, how much time that is. And I still got, if I double that, another 25, what that time looks like. I'm like, wow, that's so much time. And I'm only 50.
Yeah,
So it's like a good thing to keep in mind, like, wow, like I can't even imagine what 25 years is going to be looking like. I'm going to be like on some other stuff. But if you're just sitting being normal and you do that and you're like, wow, where am I myself? Maybe you're sitting at home every day doing the same shit and you say, like I tell my friends, do it. Like where you see yourself if you double your age, you're going to be only 50, right? It's not even that old. But you have that's 25 years you still got. That's a lot of time. Would you see yourself like anything crazy happening in your life? You see yourself doing anything like, where do you see yourself? And it's a real hitter for people, man. They be thinking about it like, whoa, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people, I don't know, but I know that it's going to be going up. That's why I always tell people, you want it to be going up. You don't want it to just be like in 25 years, you're just riding along like, I don't know, just, I don't know.
take every day as it comes. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
like that you don't want to, yeah, just, that's the type of people they are. They'll take every day as it comes and just say, hey, oh, it's okay. And just,
I say
Not
you
some
got.
people are
everybody
happy. Some
can,
people are happy like that, which is cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
not everybody can live a stagnant lifestyle where they just, you know, do the normal 9 to 5 thing, the neutral family, the
Mhm.
2 kids, white picket fence, and a dog. That shit is very
And some
much.
people have to though because of the family and the kids. Some people got to do that 9 to 5 and put down and like be normal, which is okay. Like that's always okay too. I'm not like the type of person to say like being comfortable or being like having a 9 to 5 and taking care of your family. That shit's tight, but it's about how happy you're going to be too in like a year in the future. Like what, making sure you're happy as well. I always tell people like, well, you make sure you're happy because people like I have friends that put down for their family and they don't care because they had kids and stuff and their whole life is just like devoted towards that. And I respect the fuck out of that. It makes me grind harder in myself but I'm always like, damn, like, what are they happy? I hope they're happy, like, especially good friends. I'm like, I hope they're just happy, especially in like a year or when they have like where they're down or shit. I'm like, it's hard for me to be down in the same way because I'm like, I don't got a family to take care of, or I'm not like super normal like that. So I'm just like, I always am trying to get people to be extra, like an extra in the fact of like read some books. A lot of people don't read. To do shit that's different.
For sure,
I'm
man.
not on my phone a lot. I don't like this thing because those things are evil, but I use it for like my music and promoting and stuff. But I don't think enough people just talk like this and read books. And I think a lot of people just sit on their phones a lot. Like I see it a lot in younger people too. Like they'll just sit on their phone. They don't even do anything. They just sit on their phone. So it's like, and it sucks because you could take that time and put it into something. Even older people do it too, so it's hard. But I'm always just like, put in your time into something that you can be happy with.
Yeah, man. I believe that. I got an Android just to talk to people less. Oh my God, bro. I'm like, fuck y'all. I got shit to do, man. I want an iPhone where you can just iMessage me all easily and you can face. No, I want it hard for you to contact me. This is for business primarily, networking, and for if I gotta talk to family and stuff like that. But for me to just leisurely, I hate when I'm like in line or somewhere and I see somebody just playing a game or something stupid on their phone. It's like, bro, you're not even talking to anybody. You're playing a stupid game where you could be, I don't know, talking to the people around you,
Yeah,
taking it.
like let's say that person wasn't playing a game and you maybe, or they're just this easier example. Take the phones away, like old school shit, and like you're at the that person's waiting in line, you're waiting in line, and then a conversation sparks, and maybe y'all both do the same thing, and then y'all link up. Like that maybe never would have even happened if this person's just like sitting there, like like
Right.
zoned out the world. Not like it's crazy. A lot of people just in the phone world and they're not in the real world. It's like crazy.
That's how a lot of people get depressed, man. You get
Hell
lost
yeah.
in the cyber world or whatever, and that's not real life. You got to find. I say that it's important to find happiness mentors, right? So a lot of people say like go out into the world and find mentors to teach you, your craft and to, when you look up 10 years, 20 years, like is that guy doing something that you'd be okay with doing? I think that's important too, but I also feel like it's important to find people who you can see they're happy as shit. And how do I get to be like that? Take the career out of it, take the money out or the house and whatever. Is that person genuinely happy when they wake up or whenever you see them or talk to them? They're like, oh, hey, how's it going? And they just got that extra, pep or whatever the fuck in their stuff. How do you get there, bro? What got you happy as shit today? Well, let me tell you. Like, that's what I'm trying to get on. So seek them people out, man. And I feel like a lot of those people that I talk to that I've reached out to, and I'm like, well, what keeps you happy? What keeps you going in the morning? None of them say, well, texting 8 people at a time. Nobody says, time. Me and my iPhone, man, thank God for Steve Jobs, bro. Because if it weren't for Steve Jobs and the crew, bro, I'll be out here just depressed. Everybody's saying write. Everybody's saying read books. Everybody's saying go talk to somebody and be nice to somebody. Do something selfless. Go out to the
Yeah, I
world.
never hear someone tell me and come up to me and say my highlight of my day was Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter. Like, fuck no, I never, ever, ever hear someone say my highlight of my day was going on Instagram or going on this app or like, hell, that's not, because it's not. It's never going to be. It's just like something that I think I call it a filler. It's like a filler. They just use it. If you took a phone away from a lot of people, they would do more shit because it's just a filler. It's there and it's just like a thing, like a filler. It's just you fill it just takes time away from. I don't know. It's just a filler. That's what I think it is. It's like something people, if you just took it away from people, they would just use the time different, and that's where it comes down to. I think that's why like a lot of people like with like I think the Generation Z, that's what they call it. I think Generation Z is going to be like the laziest generation, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm super wrong on this. But like I just think like work ethic wise, like and like doing stuff like music and like hobbies. I don't see many kids have hobbies nowadays. It's weird. I'm like because the phone is like a filler and takes away from that, so it sucks.
It's hobbies and it's the drive. Like I'm
And
sure,
drive.
man. Like I know you can probably remember being a kid and being like having like a job like somebody gave you to do, and you don't stop till you're done. Like that's just it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just it. And that's how I was, man. Like if somebody told me to like go outside and rake leaves, well, no break. That was just it, man. You go out there, you rake them damn leaves, and I don't want to see you until ain't no more leaves on the ground. Go out there and cut the grass until all the grass is cut. I don't mean half of it. I don't mean the backyard. I don't mean the back and the side. All the shit got to be cut, And I think a lot of those things taught me that it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to push through. There's so much more in you. There's a point where you're gonna be tired and you're gonna be frustrated and hot and whatever else. You're gonna want to stop. But the second you make the decision, fuck it, I got to keep going. All that goes away, and then you get into kind of like what we were talking about earlier, flow. And once you're in that flow, man, you can knock out so many things. And then once you get in the flow with different hobbies and different projects, man, it's just like, wow, like how many more things can you pick up in life versus just being like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. Oh, I'm tired. I gotta stop. Man, is my mental health okay? Mental health is important. But it's like, yo, at the same time, there's gotta be a balance of like hard things and relaxation and all these other things. I think a lot of kids in the coming up generation are just like, comfort. Oh, something slightly uncomfortable, let's fall into comfort. And that's where we need to be. And it's like, no, not always. Push through and see what you can get out of it. You gotta know where your limits are before you can stop.
Yeah, and like you said, it's good to be uncomfortable sometimes, like to just try new things, to fucking be uncomfortable, put yourself out there. Be
Right.
vulnerable, uncomfortable, put yourself out there, just be out there, bro. Let's take shit in.
Yeah. My uncles, a lot of them are in the military, and they will tell you do something until you pass out. And until you pass out, that's when you know your limit. 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna pass out. So that's to me, that's always been a lesson of, well, I ain't passed out yet. So I guess I'm good. I'm still going, I still have energy in me. I still have motivation to keep doing whatever I'm doing. So, you know, so long as I don't hit that like point of failure, where I'm collapsing, I'm cool. In the words of Eminem, gotta go till you collapse.
So let me ask
Sorry, my outside got a little bit loud right now. I think
you. No, you're
I don't
fine.
know if you guys can hear it.
Let me ask you this, Warren. In the past 5 years, what's something that unexpected that happened to you on the course of you becoming a better artist?
Hmm. Let me think. I'm trying to think. There's a bunch, but like the main one probably would be like, oh, I know what it is actually, a good one. Because like one thing that really changed me and showed me that I was like on the right path for sure, too, because I was doing this like maybe 3 years or 2 years. I found a website, it's like SoundCloud basically. It's called BandLab. It's just like a SoundCloud basically, but they have contests on here. And someone told me about it and was like, yo, you should enter this. So I went, made a song just for this contest. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was fairly new at recording and stuff, put it out. I get third place, and like they gave first, second, and third prize money. It was like 500, 250, 100. First contest, go on here, first month, enter the song. I get third place. I was like, hell yeah, dude. And then I entered the next month and I won. And I was like, and it was just like a website where you basically put out songs and they like the crowd votes on who's the best. So mine was literally like, people were saying I should have won the first one too. So I was just like, I had so much confidence going on there. And like, I was so new at the music. I was like kind of hesitant at the time. And I was like, man, I wonder if this is like right almost like, and then like, that was like the ultimate confirmation. Like I went first when I did that first month and won, I was like, okay, like this is right. And then when I won the second month, I was like, okay, like this is definitely, I'm on the right path right now. And it was kind of just like that good confirmation. At the time, I was like 50 or 60,000 views on like SoundCloud. So I was like super small still. And like, it was just like, I didn't know if I didn't have as much confirmation as I needed. And that literally took it to the top. Like on that website, I've never really put music on after that. But like I had went on there a few months ago and like, I have like they verified me. Like I was like one of they said I was like one of the first to verify it because it was all new at the time, and I kind of went away and forgot about it. And then I had like 2,000 people follow my thing, and like all kind like I had like 30,000 plays just on this random website, and people were just going and listening to these songs like after the fact. So I was like, that's crazy. Like it was just like a confirmation thing. Really, it really showed me that people wanted to listen too. Because I thought the music at the time was whatever. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm still what I think the music. I'm like, wow, if I would have entered that with the music I'm putting out right now, like I would have, they would have been tripping. I don't know.
Up on it. That's dope, man. Is so I know like with a lot of like creatives,
Just
right?
doing this thing right now. This is my sister.
Good.
Uh, I know that like with creatives, right? Especially when you're pushing out like a lot of content, um, you're going through that creative process over and over and over again, right? Is there a point where you get like that creative paralysis where it's like, dang, man, like it's really tough for me to create something right now, and it's just like you don't know how to move forward with something, or maybe you have a good idea, and it's like, well, I don't know how to flesh this out, and you get to like a hard stopping point. Do you get that? And if so, how do you push through?
Yeah, dude, I definitely get like that. Like part, I get in. It always happens. Like I might be like before, like doing a song, and then like the first, like it's just going like the verses or the first verse goes the hook or something, like the song's flowing, and then like but maybe I'm almost done, and I just see like sometimes I'll get stuck on just like one line or something, or like that, like a couple lines, and I don't even like if I get stuck on something, I've just learned to like because I used to just get really like into it, and I would sit on it for hours, and then it was like almost a little bit more stressful on that end. So if I get stuck on anything, or I just come back to it literally, or I feel like I'm in a writer's block in the moment, I just come back. I'm like, I'll usually listen to music. I'm very big on just listening to music, like because of the ideas I hear, and or maybe have something said and come back. So, or I'm very big at like for some reason when I listen to a lot of music, I just like watch. I look at the lyrics because on the iTunes app, when you like listen to music, you can go with the lyrics, and if they have the lyrics, most people do. So I usually follow the lyrics a lot when I like really am listening to music, so I can like understand it on this a whole nother. Like it helps me understand it better and gets me out of writer's blocks and helps me write stuff. So one thing, the other one is like this is from J. Cole. Shout out J. Cole. I started doing this like a year ago. I wake up and I have like these little books, and I use my notes in my phone for it. When I get an idea, like it could just be like the randomest idea or like something, a word, whatever it is, I just put it down. I could be with people. I could be out. I don't even care what I'm doing. Like I could be working. I'll be working. I stack shoes. I work for UGG. You guys know what like the UGG boots are and stuff.
Yeah.
So I work for UGG, and I'll be like working stacking shoes, and like someone could say something, or I'll just be like hear a word or listening to music, and like I just stop and I'll put that idea down. And it's rare I don't actually because of that. It helped me. It helped me get through like. It's one of my favorite things to do. J. Cole, shouts out J. Cole. He like literally, I heard him say that on an interview that like that would help him a bunch. And it really, I give that tip to everybody who does music. I'm like, yo, just put ideas down anytime you get one, like a word, a fucking phrase, whatever it could be. It doesn't even have to be like a whole idea. Like I just hear a good word sometimes. Like the other day, I just heard the word unique, and I was like, I just like that word unique. So I literally just went and wrote the word unique. Get home, and like it just the whole thing clicked off that one word. So like I said, it doesn't even have to be an idea sometimes. A lot of it is ideas, but it's just sometimes it's just words.
It's dope,
One thing I try to do, he says, is like to do it in the morning. It's very hard for me. I don't really get a lot of ideas in the morning. He always says when you wake up is like the best time to like I don't do it, but he says like maybe I'll start doing it. But he says wake up and right. I think it's like your first thoughts in the morning. He says that's like one of the best ones. It's just I've tried to do it and I don't care a lot. I always be thinking about the same stuff in the morning. So he says though, when you wake up, your mind is so like it's in a different spot than the whole rest of the day because you just woke up. And yeah, I don't know. I might try it a little bit more. He said that one helped him the most. So when he woke up and he would write those ideas, and that he said those ones in the morning always like went the farthest.
It's true, man. I forget what book that derives from, but I dated a writer for a little bit. She does the same thing. And
Yeah, I think he said like because he was in the interview. I'm pretty sure he said like he got it from someone else, like a
yeah,
writer had told him or something like that.
yeah. So the thing is, right, when you wake up, part of the book is like when you wake up, that's when you're most creative, right? That's when you have all your creative juices and your mind's trying to figure shit out. But later in the day, you kind of lose your creativity. So when they say like you're grinding at night, that shit doesn't really, you're not creative at night. You do whatever bullshit task that you created in the beginning of the day. You know, you flesh off of that versus, you know, being creative. So
Yeah, I hate writing at night. Like I can do it. I do it a bunch, but I like just on speaking on that. It's crazy when I think about it. I don't really like writing at night because I could like do music at night and record it. But
yeah,
like I don't like thinking of ideas at night because you're tired and your head. It's like better in the day. So I do agree on that point for
check out.
sure. Actually,
And I got like, man, you can look behind this camera. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notebooks and a thing of note cards, you know, with the little spiral that go with it. I write all the time, bro. And when I wake up, I
damn,
try
that's
to,
tight.
and first thoughts of the day, knock those out just a page, bro. And sometimes that first page is going to be, I don't know. What the fuck? I'm tired, I'm sleepy, 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 sleepy. After you get past that, right? You start writing like, maybe I had a dream. Maybe you write one word like unique, and then you just write other things. And then slowly but surely, your mind will just come together with some crazy ass shit. And for me, and like my podcast that like I'm kind of like working on the side, is like shit like I never would have thought of in like my normal brain. I'm just like, damn, that's a good idea. What the hell? Like, where are these shits coming from? I didn't think I had that in me. I'm like, where am I drawing this information from? Where am I getting this inspiration from? And it's just all the shit in your mind, bro. It's just like
So much shit up in here that you don't even know.
you have like boxes, I think, of shit like this is work, this is family, this is home, and all these things. When you wake up, bro, all those boxes are like it's like a flap of every box is put down. So shit is like spilling all into these different categories. Now, as you start to wake up more, you know, those folds come up more and more, and everything's in its neat little box again. When you go back to sleep, little those panels come down again, and they start leaking into each other, and that's why you get weird dreams and shit. So when you
Oh,
still
you
come
guys want to know something? I never dream. I don't get dreams.
hard,
Yeah, no, I don't really. I get them like very often, but I can't remember them. Like it's so rare that I would get one. Like, and if I like, I could think of one. I like a few months ago, I got one after I had broken up with my girl. It was just like I would get images of her, but like I'll wake up and that's all I can remember is like seeing her in my head. Like no dreams. I haven't dreamed since I smoked weed. I think so. Like around like 13 or 14, 15, around that time when I started smoking weed, I just stopped getting dreams. And it's cool because I don't get nightmares. So like I used to get crazy nightmares. I remember when I was younger and like I probably like everybody, I would just get nightmares sometimes and I hated that shit. And I don't it's weird. I don't know if I am I just don't get dreams. So it's like I'm always like, man, I don't know if I would want them, but then I don't get nightmares. So it's like best I'm like, I don't know.
How often, or I should say, how long do you sleep at night?
Never. Nothing.
Okay,
I'm like
so because
it depends. It's usually at least 6 hours, but like at 6 to 7, at max like 8. I never sleep more than like 8 hours, but like I'm very I stay up late and go to bed, and then I'll wake up early. A lot usually. I don't like. I'm not a very. I don't care for sleep too much. It doesn't really affect me because I drink a lot of coffee too. So
I've been seeing that.
it's like
So
it's a balance.
scientifically, everyone dreams, but if your mind isn't allowed to go into REM sleep, which usually takes about at least 4 hours for your body to, maintain that consistency, then you won't have enough rest to remember your dream. Because if you're
Hmm.
asleep, 9 times out of 10, you're dreaming. You just won't remember them because you weren't, uh, you weren't sleep long enough to process that information. So like if you get 8 hours or at a minimum 8 hours of decent sleep, and your mind goes into REM, you can actually remember, if you, had a memorable dream. Because 9 times out of 10, people only remember real vivid dreams or intense dreams, like nightmares or, something violent or something like that, or something gratifying. So if you ever slept over 8 hours or at least 9 hours, I guarantee you'll remember that night.
No, actually, so I forgot. I had someone who was like, tell me like on a level that like I get dreams, I just don't remember them. Like a psychiatrist lady, like one of my friend's mom, she was like, "You get dreams, you're just not remembering your dreams." She said I could be getting nightmares and dreams that I just am not remembering them actually. So that when you said that, it made me remember that I am getting them. Just I might not remember them. So there's some stuff going on outside. So I might have to cut my end short right here.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool. Nah, man, California be like that, bro. Work meetings sometimes, and like it's just like a nice day out every now and again. I'm like, oh, let me take my little laptop. And the second, I'll take myself off of mute. You got sirens, you got people yelling. I think one guy broke up with his girlfriend down there, and they was going. And like it was definitely my time to be talking. And I was like, I gotta go inside. It was so loud, bro. I heard them from the back. I was like, oh man, I don't know how to get this ratchet tree off of here, but we just here. So I get you, bro.
How long do you guys usually go for?
We usually go for about an hour. So, I think that it's been very informative, and I appreciate your insights and all your thoughts and processes. I see that, being on that grind over the past 5 years, it gave you a lot of insight, and I see where your inspiration comes from. I see how you create your uniqueness from your, everyone you kind of mold yourself by. So it's been real dope getting to know you, on a personal level. We appreciate you taking the time out today.
Thank you. And I feel like so, dude, we're gonna meet one day. I guarantee you that it could happen. It's gonna go down because, like, I'm just like people keep saying this is the year too. Like maybe the 10,000 hours hit right this year or something, but or I don't know. Just people keep saying this is the year. And like last week on Spotify, I'll go over like the last month. Like I had 1,000 streams, and then 3 weeks ago was at like 3,000 in a week, and then it just got to 5,000 last week, and then this week it was at 10,000. So it's just going up right now on some crazy shit too. So I'm like, hopefully it just keeps going because I'm trying to go play shows, and I'm trying to travel around the United States a little bit right now. I'm gonna just go tour, play music. I have a lot of music out, so that's like my goal right now. Once COVID is like over.
I don't know about being over. I think that once we find a way around what is now the new normal and to have some type of structure, working your way into that is key.
Totally. That's real. That's real. Like, cause you're right. It's like the new normal. So how we're gonna work around it, dude. That's like real. And I'm curious to see how it's gonna happen because in California it's fucked up.
Big fact.
It really is though. It sucks. So I'm just hoping like stuff starts to go back to normal soon, like what used to be normal.
Yeah. And man, for you, man, hope you're able to do shows sometime soon, man. I know like being an artist and like getting to that point of like, I'm right here and like it's supposed to be my time to shine, it's different than like the traditional routes, man. But don't count out streaming shows and all that kind of stuff too, bro.
Oh yeah.
And all those types of, people making it work. So, but I do hope like for the best for you, man. I do hope that at some point soon you're able to get out in front of like a live crowd and rock them out, like, because I know there's probably no feeling like that, that can
Dude,
really.
and I can't imagine being like a famous artist right now or someone like, you guys know who Jack Harlow is? You heard of him? Dude, so like someone showed me that guy, like one of my friends, like 3 or 4 years ago, and he looked the same. He looked like a nerd, and he just had this song riding his bike. I think it's called Riding Around Town, and it's hard. And he was like, this kid's gonna be fucking dope one day. And like, look at him, dude. He's going right now. He just had his year. And like, I don't know, just people keep saying this is the year. and he dropped that album right before COVID, and I can't even imagine not being able to go play. Like I can't even like I can't imagine, man, because I'm little still, so like I don't really. I'm gaining stuff. He's like looking for. He wanted to see how that album's hidden.
We're not gonna say you little, bro. We're gonna say you building. All right, we're gonna say that right now. You still in the building phase, man. Cause I feel like, man, just like we said with Jack Harlow, right? The talent was already there. The song was already there. It was just people recognizing. So we're not gonna say little. We
Yeah,
just
that's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
building the fan base, bro. So blessings to you, brother. And all your let us get your contact information so that on our platform we can spread your shit as far as we can. We want to do our
Hell
part.
yeah. Well, I got Big T right on Insta. Is that who I follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let me get your guys' Insta real quick, and I'll.
So just tell everybody where they can follow you at and where they can find your music at.
Oh yeah, so mine's easy. Mine Sounds by Warren. Everything, all one word. My music, my Instagram, everything. It's Sounds by Warren, all one word. Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything. YouTube, Sounds by Warren, everything. My email, like if y'all anybody wants to contact me about anything, Sounds by Warren, everything, which is cool.
Okay. And you got anything new or big coming up in the next few months that you can speak on?
Videos, because I just videos. I'm very like my YouTube. I just post the music on there. I just never really promote my YouTube. I never really have, and it's getting views like a lot of the still frames and stuff. So I'm just starting to post videos for the first time. I just did my first video a few weeks ago, and I had my friend shoot and I edited and stuff, and it's pretty cool. It's a not no $1 million music video, but it's cool. Like people like it. It's doing its thing, and now I'm basically just getting into putting money into videos and doing actual good music. Like not that it's not good, just more professional level videos. So videos, YouTube, that's the biggest way that really there is out there is probably YouTube. So YouTube, the videos, with COVID, I don't know how long, like, especially in California, I don't know what's up with shows. So I'm talking to someone, but it's like, we don't know when you could even play shows here. Like I know the only place right now I think that's starting to open up right now is Texas, maybe, or I don't know. I'm not even sure, but I think Texas is starting to do shows, maybe, if I'm correct.
Like traveling to maybe in Texas or one of those other like open states and being like, yo, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna be out here. And
Yep.
Like Georgia.
Yeah, because I got a fan base. Like that's what's cool. Is like I think I could go anywhere in the United States and almost play a show. Probably not anywhere, but probably like I got like I see the analytics and I definitely got fans all around the United States. I got fans around the world. So I'm like at this point it's just yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna wait on Cali yet, but this is kind of where it's like where I want to start because it's like where I'm from. So and I think it's gonna hit the hardest here because this is like when I look at the analytics, the cities, like the top cities are usually most of the big cities, most of the cities I should say around me are big fans. Because like there's so many cities around the United States that I can't keep up with all of them. But the ones around me, when I see them on the list, I'm like, hell yeah, 200 plays in the city right next to me. I know that's dope. Like compared to like the 200 in maybe like Georgia, where I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna be in Georgia. That's cool. That's getting 200 in Georgia. But I like seeing the towns around me do its thing. So it can't so loud around me right now.
All right, man. We're gonna let you go, and we appreciate you coming on the new edition of the I Can't Make This Up podcast. And
I can't make this up.
Yeah, man. I hope that you enjoyed yourself, and look forward to doing this again. I appreciate you taking the time out on this.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be so cool to do it in like a year or something, like just to see what happened in like a year. So I'm definitely gonna check back in and see what's up in like. You know what I mean? See what happened in a year. Definitely think it's going to be up there more, like on some crazy stuff too. So it'd be pretty cool.
Okay, I mean we can set something up, get something on the schedule.
It doesn't even have to be a year. Maybe we do something in the summer. Maybe just something with a big update or something nice. We'll see what's up. You know what I mean? Keep you guys updated for sure.
All right, let's try to do something in about 3 months and see what happens.
Hell yeah, dude! Because the summer is lit, especially out here. So I'm down. And I got some cool stuff on the way for the summer. So like, I'm super, super down.
All right, cool. So you know, it's it's one of those things where, you set something up and you don't know what's going to happen. And, I think that we have something good right here. So I can't wait to post this and see what type of results we get from it. But, you know,
Do you post a video of it, right? Or how's it work?
I'll talk about you. I'll talk to you about it once we get off. But
Because I definitely can shout it out and stuff and share it. So just let me know. Keep me updated on that part.
most definitely, most definitely. But
Because I know I got people that would definitely want to put. They're definitely gonna want to probably tune in.
oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So I've been Big T,
Hey man, this is Kenneth from Kinfluence.
and this has been the I Can't with the K Make This Up podcast. You can find this podcast everywhere they're available. You can also find us here at YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to follow and support my guests and my new co-host, Kenneth
Hey,
Bridges.
come through.
Yeah. Ken
Hey, the
Fluence.
name's hard. Name's hard. No cap. Name's so hard. Had to say that.
Don't forget to check out Kinfluence, the podcast. Going to be all up in your syndrome real soon. All right. But until next time, peace.
Hi, Jen.
Later.
Peace.
Hey.
This is